Hey friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to WrestleJuice. So, just a couple days ago, I posted up a questions thread for the latest Ask WrestleJuice. One of you guys asked, "Hey Steve, can you book the rest of John Cena's 2025?" And I was like, that's a lot. Sure, why not? I'll go ahead and give it a try. And so I did that. And in this video, I'm going to tell you guys what I came up with. And if you guys think of anything that I missed, let me know in the comments below. This was actually a little bit easier than I thought it would be. After all, it's been reported that altogether in 2025, John Cena is going to appear 36 times for the WWE. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean he's going to have 36 matches. It means he's going to have 36 dates. So he'll be around for some Raws and SmackDowns in order to do promos, which is that thing where you get in the ring and you talk.
Yep.
And then he's also going to be probably appearing at most of the premium live events for matches. At least if that 36 number is correct, then it seems like he's going to be making all the premium live events, or at least the vast majority of them. Now, there's a lot that we don't know in terms of what are the rest of the premium live events for the year, where are they going to be, which could inform the decision-making process on certain opponents. There's also a lot that we do know in terms of what to expect for the rest of the year. For example, we know there's going to be a 2-night SummerSlam. We know there's going to be a Money in the Bank because they always do one. We know there's going to be a War Games. There's most likely going to be a Backlash. There's going to be some international dates. We also know that there's certain opponents you think are going to be givens for John Cena for the rest of the year. There are certain matches that they are going to do. For example, you know for a fact they're going to do John Cena versus CM Punk. Why wouldn't they? The big question kind of is like, from a story perspective, how are they going to proceed after WrestleMania? Well, one of two things is going to happen. It's like Schrodinger's John Cena. Either he's going to be champion or he's not going to be champion. In this scenario that I have, he's going to be champion. It kind of lines up more with what's going on in WWE right now, where it's a bit more face heavy than heel heavy. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First up, we know there's 36 dates. 3 of those already done with Raw, Netflix, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. That leaves us with 33. There's been 3 more dates advertised for the road to WrestleMania. That's March 17th in Brussels. It's a Raw. March 24th in Glasgow. That's a Raw. And March 31st in London. That's a Raw. WrestleMania is April 19th and 20th. You gotta figure he's going to be in person for one of those weeks in between, the 31st edition of Raw and the April 19th first night of WrestleMania, which it's possible he doesn't even appear on because all he has to be there for is night 2. And I kind of doubt they're going to do the whole 2-night thing, but it's entirely possible he ends up on that WrestleMania. For the purposes of this, I'm counting WrestleMania as like one event, like one date, basically. Let's assume for a second that he appears either on like the Go Home Raw or SmackDown to WrestleMania, or the one just before that, because sometimes on the Go Home, they'll just run like a bunch of video packages to promote what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Between the March 17th, March 24th, and March 31st Raw and WrestleMania, I'm thinking there's at least one more date. Then you have WrestleMania, which is April 20th. That's going to be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Then he's got to be there for the Raw after WrestleMania. You got to figure he's already in town. They're just going to throw him on the show, and maybe, just maybe, he'll have a match on that because they like to sometimes load up those Raws after WrestleMania. Now, let's say John Cena wins at WrestleMania. That's what this whole thing is predicated on. After that, we go to May, which is WWE Backlash. Now, if they do this internationally, which they've been doing as of late, we could do John Cena versus Sami Zayn. If they do it in Canada, if they do it in Mexico, for example, which I think Bad Bunny had alluded to or had said that that was a possibility, you could do John Cena versus Rey Mysterio there. Depending on the location, that could dictate who he fights. Let's fast forward. May 24th, this has already been booked. Saturday night's main event. All right, John Cena needs another opponent for that. You don't necessarily need him to be there in between Backlash and Saturday night's main event. You could just sort of advertise it. John Cena versus Braun Breaker is what I have here, because you want kind of a mix of dudes that he has history with and dudes you know are going to blow up big down the line. So in this case, I've got John Cena versus Braun Breaker. I don't know if Braun Breaker's going to lose his Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Maybe they'll do WWE Champion versus Intercontinental Champion. No titles are on the line, or just John's titles on the line. I don't know. Something along those lines. Or hell, I don't know. Hey, maybe bad guy John Cena finally picks up that Intercontinental Championship that he's never had, and that'll solidify his legacy even more. Fast forward to 3 more dates that have already been advertised for John Cena. May 30th, June 13th, and June 20th. They're all SmackDowns. They're all probably preceding Money in the Bank. I can't think of a better opponent for John Cena at Money in the Bank than CM Punk. Of course, him and John Cena, 15, 14 years ago or whatever it was, had that stellar Money in the Bank match. I think Meltzer gave it 5 stars. Even if he didn't, I did. John Cena versus CM Punk. Really awesome stuff. That could headline any of these premium live events. Of course, John Cena keeps the title there. CM Punk's not going to be the guy to dethrone John Cena. That belongs to one person. And then he also does the Raw after Money in the Bank. No match there. He just appears and does a promo. Maybe he does a promo with CM Punk. Maybe he does a promo with his next opponent, who I have July 12th, Saturday night's main event, John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Again, they've got history. Seth Rollins is one of their biggest dudes up there on the totem pole. Makes sense to have John Cena versus Seth Rollins as one of the matches on his retirement tour. All right, then we're firmly on the road to SummerSlam. So you're probably going to have 3 Raws or SmackDowns in July preceding SummerSlam, which of course is a 2-night event. It's August 2nd and it's August 3rd. I'm not sure I like this all that much, but the match for SummerSlam could very well be, if it's not Cena versus Cody 2, which it probably would be, but I pushed that to a little bit later in the year. We're still on Bad Cena here. So we've got champion Bad Cena versus Randy Orton for the night 2 main event. Maybe Cody and somebody else main events night 1. I don't know. The great thing about having champion bad guy John Cena is that he's another main event guy that they can put into like a night 2 main event slot. So then you've got Cody chasing the title. He's an easy main eventer in whatever he's doing, and bad guy John Cena. Plus you still have like Roman Reigns out there who can main event whatever. But in this case, we got John Cena versus Randy Orton, and then he appears on the Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam. All right, at that point, end of August, we've already got booked Clash in Paris. Now, I'm thinking you don't need to be there the entire time there, but maybe he gets one Raw or SmackDown before Clash in Paris to build up the match, John Cena versus Gunther. I know Gunther is not from France, but I can't think of any highly placed, high-profile roster members that are from France. So we're going to put Gunther, who's from Europe, in Paris against John Cena, largely because it's a match that I really want to see. I feel like Gunther isn't going to be champion at that point. And so Gunther challenging John Cena, I think, is a match that could be really, really good. And then you also do the Raw/SmackDown after Clash. One of the things that was advertised in John Cena's farewell tour was he's going to have a bunch of international dates because people worldwide want to see John Cena on his retirement tour. And so he's going to take on Gunther in Paris. After that, we've got November's Crown Jewel, which if they do the same thing as last year, it'll be champion versus champion. In this case, it'll be John Cena versus Jey Uso. Gotta figure John Cena's gonna win that one and be the new Crown Jewel champion. Then we've got the road to War Games. We've got 3 Raws or SmackDowns in advance of Survivor Series. Then you've got actual Survivor Series where I have the main event, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena 2. That's where Cody Rhodes gets his title back. And then the Raw SmackDown after War Games, maybe that's where we get the John Cena face turn. And then we head into the month of December where we do basically John Cena's last lap. This is 3 Raws or SmackDowns, and then they do either December's Saturday night's main event, or they add a premium live event to the schedule, and it's a very special John Cena's last match where he's a good guy. He's basically told The Rock to fuck himself, and he has a match with Drew McIntyre. Maybe Drew McIntyre does become The Rock's newest corporate champion, something like that. And Drew McIntyre wins that one. And John Cena goes out, a good guy being cheered, but on his back for Drew McIntyre to then go on, win the Royal Rumble, and beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So that's 2 WrestleManias in a row that I got Cody Rhodes losing his title. So there you go. There's John Cena's 2025, and all those dates add up to the magical number of 36. So if you guys disagree with any of that, let me know in the comments below. Bonus points if you guys book every single one of those 33 remaining dates in the comments below. I'll do the little thing where I click on the little heart there in the comment indicating, hey, good job from Steve here. Anyways, that's going to do it for this edition of WrestleJuice. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. We'll see you guys around.